Welcome to the Mysteries of the Paranormal. I'm your host, Alison. Here, I'll talk all about mythology, folklore, and cryptids. Alright, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're gonna talk about something.
Where am I?
Well, don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's about as
It's dark in here.
hidden and mysterious as the show, so.
Okay. Your show's hidden?
Not very well.
You would have better. You'd probably do a lot better if you unhid your show. I'm just saying.
Let me tell you, it's not very well hidden.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's not a cryptid. That's
So
a fact.
this show is all about cryptids and weird stuff,
Yes.
right?
So,
okay. So what do you got for me? What are we doing?
I have two Native American tales
Okay.
that I've briefly told you about, but
Ish. Yeah. Okay.
it's basically what they think two different tribes believe as far as how man was created.
Okay. I think I know some of this, but
Yes.
go for it.
So
There was a turtle,
no,
and the
No.
sun came down and kissed the turtle.
not the
No?
story.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
All right.
yes, but not the right.
Wait.
Yes,
Okay.
but no.
All right. Great.
So this one's called Rabbit Boy.
Rabbit Boy.
Yeah.
Great.
So
I used to play Rabbit Boy on Commodore 64. It was great.
Oh my God. So how this starts off, it says, in the old days before Columbus discovered us,
Mm-hmm.
as they say,
Mm-hmm.
we were closer to the animals.
Sure.
So it was just referring that man and animals were one. Animals could shapeshift into humans, and humans
I'm
can
just supposed to
shapeshift.
accept that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure. That's how it
And
was.
that's why it's mythology, man. It's, yeah. So anyway, they were able to switch animals, and humans could talk to each other, shapeshift into
Sure. Yeah.
whatever.
Like normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just normal stuff going
Sure.
on.
Got it. Yeah.
Well, a rabbit.
Do you ever wish you could shapeshift?
Yes.
What would you shapeshift into?
No, I want to be something scary, but then also
Scary?
something cool.
Like a Trans Am? Is that what you...
I don't know. Like, I think transitioning into like a Bigfoot would be cool.
A Bigfoot.
Because it would be scary, but then it's cool because nobody would know that you're even a thing. Like everybody knows of werewolves, but why can't you shapeshift into a Bigfoot?
Maybe you can. I don't know. I mean, in the olden days you could, apparently.
Exactly.
That's what I'm learning from this story.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody could shapeshift into a goldfish, and then what?
So, so there was a blood clot that a rabbit started kicking around. Like, he was just hopping around, minding his own business. And
A
then,
blood clot?
yes.
There's just a blood clot laying around.
Yes. So this says there is basically anything that moves can be animated by one of the gods. So there It says, let's see, where is it? Motion of being kicked around, or rather the spirit of motion, began to work on the little blob of blood that was being kicked around, then took shape. So this rabbit's over there basically kicking this blob of blood.
Mm-hmm.
And then because of what they believed in motion then creates life. So then this blood clot turned into a gut, which then turned into like...
A gut?
Yeah, so it says the
A
rabbit
gut.
kicked around some more, and the blob formed a gut, and then kicked around some more, and it began to grow into hands and feet, and ta-da!
Okay, so a rabbit's kicking around a puddle of blood, and it turns into a person.
Basically, yes.
Okay,
So
all right.
then the rabbit takes him home.
This is legend.
This is in myth. It's mythology, legend.
Right,
It's
right.
Rabbit Boy with the White River Sioux.
Okay.
Sioux.
Suix.
It's...
Sue.
Well, you know what? Whatever. Fight me. Fight me.
Suix.
So he takes it home and just was like...
So he just takes this thing that's grown into a person home.
Takes it home and then starts
The
to
rabbit
grow.
takes
The
it
rabbit
home.
takes the
Yeah, okay.
blood clot that
Following
then
all of this so far, yeah.
So raised him and began to grow, and they called him Rabbit Boy.
Rabbit Boy,
Yes.
Sure.
So
Did he look like a rabbit?
no,
Or is he just
was human.
owned by a rabbit?
He's just owned by a rabbit. Like he thought his dad was the
Was the
rabbit was
rabbit.
his dad.
Okay. All right.
So then at some point when he's a fully grown man, the rabbit tells him, "Hey, I have to tell you something. You're not really one of us. Surprise."
He goes, I thought I might be adopted.
So he says you need to go find other people.
Yeah.
And he then starts to walk.
Kicking blood clots as he goes.
No, so he just walks away, finds another tribe.
All right. Well, bye, Dad.
Yeah,
And
so
just
he
leaves.
basically just leaves. There
Okay.
is no argument.
rabbit.
It's just leaves.
I wonder how long it took for this blood clot to grow up. It doesn't say, huh?
Not long.
Okay.
No.
All right.
It just says that the more
Like
motion,
3 minutes or 3 years?
I want to say a few days, like if not a few months.
days. All right. I got you. Sure.
So he goes over, finds another tribe, and starts talking. The tribe accepts him and even asks, "Where are you from?" He's like, "I don't really know. I just know that I'm here."
The ground.
The
rabbit house.
I mean, yeah, he was just like, "I don't really know. I just know it's somewhere out there, man."
Sure. Yeah. That's the way rabbits be.
The village is like, "Okay, well, cool. We want you to marry this girl." So
We are taking a lot of leaps of faith
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I'm assuming that's what all legend and myth is, though. You're taking a lot of leaps of faith.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
to think that, we're a big globe on the back of a turtle or whatever.
yeah.
That kind of thing.
It's very I
Wouldn't
don't
it be
know, it's
creepy
just
if
trust-
they
they're
went to
just-
the moon and they looked back and it was a big turtle? They're like, holy shit, that's a big turtle. I mean, it'd have to be a huge turtle,
I'm
right?
starting to spit my drink out.
Yeah, I know.
But so
Why do you have salt in here?
That's not my salt.
Oh, whose salt is it?
I don't know.
Okay.
But don't be very salty, okay?
All right, so they want him to marry this girl from the
Yes.
village because they hate her.
they
They say, here, marry this blood clot.
no, so they think that he's special, like he has powers
Yeah, I'll
because
say.
he's the first. He's quote unquote the first human,
Oh.
and he has these.
So there were just animals before this?
pretty much, yeah.
Oh, okay. All
And
right.
so they wanted them to marry.
Mhm.
Well, another boy that goes by Spider-Man.
What
Literally,
the hell are you reading to me?
it says, but a ketome, the wicked Spider-Man, the mean trickster, prankster, and witch doctor, wanted the beautiful girl for himself. So literally, Spider-Man.
No, it's a witch doctor named the Spider-Man. Ketome, the Spider-Man.
Oh, it's a thing.
Okay.
So basically, got jealous
Yeah.
and wanted to kill Rabbit Boy.
Sure. I get that part.
So then tied him up and is like, haha, I got you, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then Rabbit Boy's, let me sing my death song.
Death song?
Yeah, he's like, let me sing my death song before you kill me.
Okay.
So he says, okay, cool.
That's from Metallica's Black Album, right? The death song? Okay.
So he goes on to say, friends, I have fought for the sun. He tried to burn me up, but he could not do it. Even battling the sun, I held my own.
Those lyrics don't rhyme.
No.
Okay.
But that's what he said. So then they killed him. And then go over,
Okay. Wow.
cut him up
Spoiler.
and cut him up.
Cut him up?
Cut him up in chunks.
Who did?
The
Spider Boy. Spider young man.
The wicked Spider-Man, whatever.
Wicked witch of the Spider
Yeah,
Man.
so he killed him up,
Sure.
put him in a pot, basically was trying to cook him, but before then, his body, like the chunks, basically
Reanimated.
and went up to the sun. And then he
Oh.
came back to life.
Okay.
And so they thought he had some magical powers.
Well, yeah, apparently he does.
And
If he
so-
can reform and go up to the sun.
Yeah. So then he comes back down to the village, ends up starting to, the process of marrying the girl. Well, then the wicked spider's
Like getting the license, renting a tux.
no, it's just, whatever, how Native Americans
Gotta
did their stuff.
figure out who's sitting at what table with who. Sure.
So then the Spider-Man is like, oh, I'm more powerful. Watch me. I can do this too. Tie me up and kill me. But first, I got to sing my death song,
Sure.
thinking he could remember it and also be reanimated. He goes on to say, friends, I have fought for the moon. She tried to fight, but I won. Even battling the moon, I came out on top. But then ended up just dying right then and there. So like he sang that song, they killed him, and then died.
Okay.
So he was trying to outsmart.
What is I don't understand what the point is here to this whole legend.
It's basically just like the creation of mankind and how Rabbit Boy was.
But how did the other people get created?
So
like this one got chopped up into bits and then
it was
flew into the sun.
It's the concept of like motion. So motion is what creates life. It's the constant moving, and that's why the blood clot became a person, because the rabbit was playing with basically playing hacky sack with the blood clot.
Okay. All right.
And then thus humanity came about.
And this is a Sioux legend?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. Okay. So it is, if you were to look up Rabbit Boy, White River Sioux, it should come up.
Okay. Rabbit Boy, White River Sioux.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So that's their legend of how that happened.
It's a great one.
And so
love it.
There's another one that's called Blood Clot that's from Southern UTE. Ute.
Yep.
So very similar, but it was an elderly man and his wife that was living out.
Not the same as a UTA.
No.
Like isn't that an infection? What is it? What UTI is what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking of the UTI. Sorry, not the same as UTI. Joke would have been better had I gotten the term correct. Go for it.
Oh
All right, so now we're in Southern Ute.
So their version is an elderly man and his wife were living out on the land. Very poor. Basically,
shit. This is Superman, isn't it?
No,
it is, because you're gonna say something about a blood clot, and this old man and his wife found it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, this is Superman.
Basically went starving, and so he went out hunting and found a blood clot of a buffalo.
Okay.
Because he had found buffalo tracks and was trying to follow the tracks to get the buffalo.
Got it.
Found the blood clot, wrapped it up in cloth, brought it home, told his wife.
That's what I do with blood when I find it.
So told his wife to cook it.
Oh, yeah.
So then she goes over, boils water, dumps this in the pot, and then they spontaneously hear crying.
This is why people in the olden days lived to the ripe old age of 24 or something, because they were picking up blood clots off the street and boiling them.
Yeah. So from the pot, they hear crying.
Yeah.
They go over and in boiling water see a baby.
There's a baby in my boiling water. Get that baby out of my water. So that's not good soup.
No, so they took him out, cleaned him up.
Pardon me, waiter. There's a baby in my soup.
It's like, I don't understand, but you know what? That's fine. I don't have to understand.
Yeah, they took the baby out of the boiling water. Which obviously the baby didn't like, because he was crying.
So within that same day, he was crawling. The next day was able to walk.
Yeah.
The day after that was fully able to walk, run around, whatever.
And he started flying.
No.
Battling Lex Luthor.
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
But the dad basically created an arrow, bow and arrow, and this kid within days is able to go out hunting.
I wonder if like when Superman was created, they used some of this stuff. You know?
It wouldn't surprise me, because if you look at a lot of like even
a lot of the old legends,
the MCU, you look at Loki, Thor, and that's all Norse mythology.
Sure,
all of it.
Yeah.
Odin and how the ravens, this and that.
Did you ever watch American Gods? Or read the book? You really should. You would enjoy it a lot.
Probably.
It's very good. Very well done.
The
book is cool. I don't read, but I listened to it, and it was very, very good. There's one called American Gods, and then there's one called like Norse mythology or something like that, by the same guy. They're both very, very good.
Yeah, that's pretty much all.
Yeah. But American Gods is fantastic.
The 143 books I have.
Yeah.
So this
it's a
guy.
Weird flex, but sure. I have 143 books.
That's just on my iPad.
And I boiled a blood clot last night.
So anyway, this kid starting to hunt is able to start bringing in bigger and bigger game. So he starts off with like a rabbit, and then he goes to a deer, and then he goes to the a jackalope. So his game is just getting bigger and bigger. And so at some point, he tells his parents, I want to go find other people and live with them.
Yeah.
But before I do, close up the teepee, put rocks inside.
The TV.
TV.
Close up the TV.
Close up the TV. Close up the teepee. Put rocks. Don't come out until I tell you to.
Put rocks where?
Like inside the teepee. So basically the teepee flaps.
Okay.
And so
Just
to hold
keep
it down.
Shut?
Yeah,
Oh,
to hold
okay.
it down pretty
All right,
much. And he
okay.
says, a big storm's going to come. Don't worry about it. Only come out when I tell you to. So then he goes out, comes
Makes
back.
sense. Sure.
The parents are frightened because they hear a storm. He comes back and he says, all right, come out. And then they come out and they see like tons and tons of buffalo just laying there.
Tons of buffalo.
And so he says, here, I brought plenty of food for you. Cut it up, keep the skin. You'll be able to have, plenty of warmth, plenty of food, and then takes off. Walks up to a village, asks for the chief. The chief immediately marries this guy.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say cheese.
No, chief.
Ask for the cheese. All right, so you ask for the chief, and what happens?
The chief immediately falls in love with him, has him marry his daughter. Like on the spot.
Why is everybody trying to get rid of these girls? I don't understand. Why are they trying to give away all these girls?
I don't know. So immediately marries his daughter to this guy.
Yeah. This guy who just showed up.
Yeah, literally the same day. Whatever.
Sure.
Marries him. They're also struggling for food, and the whole village is starving. Same kind of concept. Starts getting a little bit of food. Tells the chief, hey, keep everybody in their teepees. I'm going to do the same thing that I did with my parents.
Put rocks in their pockets.
Yeah, whatever.
Sure.
Comes back with tons of buffalo. They feast for days, whatever. Then at some point he tells his wife, like, don't ever mention buffalo calf because I am one of them. And something bad will happen.
Don't mention buffalo calf?
Yeah.
C-A-L-F?
Yeah, like calf. And
okay.
so...
All right. Because I'm a buffalo calf.
Yeah, he says,
This is hard to follow. You know that, right?
Yes.
I mean, okay.
Yes.
All right, okay.
So he had said, the buffalo calf. I am part of that. It is part of me, so you must never say the word calf. When the party killed some of the buffalo and were
Tell me what
butchering.
to do, buffalo boy.
So this is, he's telling his wife.
Yeah.
So another herd was coming, and his wife pointed and called out, kill that calf. And immediately, Blood Clot jumped onto his horse and galloped away, changing as he did into a buffalo.
That poor horse. He's got a buffalo on his back. How does that even work?
I don't know. So that's
I feel bad for horses.
It's like he just, I don't know.
Like they're always having to carry people around. And have you ever seen one that's like been put out to pasture? Like when it gets a little older, like their backs are so,
carrying all the weight. It's
God.
like,
gross.
Yeah. So that essentially happened.
Poor
and
beast
then
of burden. All right. So he drove off.
Basically
on
rode
his
off on a horse, turned into a buffalo, never to be seen again. And his wife is all sad.
That's it?
Yeah.
Is that the end?
And so it says, from that time, Blood Clot ran with the buffalo.
Because he's a freaking buffalo. Sure he did.
Yeah. So that's the end of the story.
Okay. Well, good
how
job. I don't know what to. I was really kind of hoping there was an ending there, but yeah.
No, two different stories based off of how humanity got created.
Well, I would imagine when you sit down and you put like all of the theories of how humanity was created together, that there's a ton of like common threads.
Oh yeah.
Like you're saying, two different
tribes and they're almost
peoples. They basically came up with the same story for the most part.
Yeah.
So you got to wonder like where these things come from to begin with. Did some dude just make it up?
I don't know. And I was reading.
Hey, you know what happened?
That
that kind of thing.
Myth is pretty much just word of mouth. It's just stories that are told from.
Legend is actually written down.
That's another episode that I have, but it's like the differences between superstition, folklore, legend, and mythology.
Yeah, that would be super interesting.
And so it's so interesting to see that these are two different stories. I mean, I would assume that because they're in the same area, because the next story actually mentions that. And this is in a different region. This is like the east and southeast region.
Gotcha. Sure.
Compared to these two stories are more northwest. And so kind of region. So
where you keep your blood clots.
Well, I mean, I guess
Northwest.
it's just whatever like the animals are, like the
sure.
buffalo, the bigger,
Yeah.
where you have that open space.
That's super interesting that like all those legends came to be. And again, I would be very interested in how they came to be, you know, because even like whenever you start talking about, you look at cave paintings or you read the Bible or you whatever, a lot of the stuff kind of, you know, syncs up.
They're all very
It's all
similar.
basically the same story for the most part.
Yeah, and what I was looking
I don't remember
into,
hearing when I was a kid that a blood clot came to life, but
no,
yeah,
but it's like, where did these stories
Sure.
come about?
yeah.
Because I was also reading.
How did they know about blood clots?
I don't know. I really don't. But it's that's just like the English translation.
Yeah,
is
that's
like
true too.
Blood clot.
You don't know what's lost in the translation as well. Yeah, you're
so
right.
it's like one of those things that, how do you get certain sayings, certain things? Because
there are some people in this city that I would call blood clots. I think there's some blood clots running around. We have a few that come in and out of here. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like if you were to say vamos. Vamos is like we go.
Yeah.
But yet in English, you wouldn't say we go. We would say I'm going to leave or I'm leaving.
Right.
But vamos is basically.
English is messed up anyway, though.
It's like one of those things. It's like we go is
Yeah.
the technical translation, but that's not what you would say.
Yeah.
So
I used to love to build things with those WeGo blocks. Those are really fun to play with. I don't know. That's all I had. That's all I got.
so dumb.
Well, this is super interesting,
But-
though. I like the blood clot thing. I think it's, but again, I would want to know, how did this thing start? You know,
Yeah.
did some dude just come up with it, or was it, I mean, obviously it was passed down for generations, but like, what was the first instance? You know,
Yeah.
that would be the interesting part to me, to find out where this actually came from. Was somebody just pressed and said, yeah, you come up with a story. How do you think man happened, or I'm going to kill you? You know, I mean, was it that kind of thing, or?
I don't know, but if you think about any religion or thought, it's how did any of this really come about?
Yeah.
Because it's like, how does Christianity, like, how did we get the concept of God created the heavens and the earth?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do we know that for a fact? How do we know that for a fact? If
No, we
that's
don't.
a fact.
We don't. But
It's-
that's what they cover with
Yeah.
with the word faith.
Yeah.
You know, faith is things unseen.
And so,
the belief
yeah,
in things
and you look
unseen.
at stuff like this, like, to them, it's just Mother Earth.
Mhm.
It's Mother Nature rather than God. It's the Earth
Sure.
was there, and
Sure.
so that's
I
just
get
kind
it.
of
And
how it.
I'm almost willing to buy into that more.
Yeah.
You know, because it's something we can touch and see and feel. Now, I know that kind of, you know, moves the faith part aside, but I have a hard time with stuff I can't see and feel and experience, you know?
It's one of those things because it's like they're adding what we know of the like the Earth's elements into how things were created.
I love elephants.
Elephants.
Isn't that what you said?
Elements.
Oh, element. So
Earth's
sorry. I just said
elements.
elephants. Sorry.
Earth's elements.
Earth's elephants. I was wondering where else there were elephants. Moon
Like-
elephants.
No, like Earth's elements.
Elephants on the moon.
So it kind of like they're just using that to their advantage.
Yeah.
There's stuff that they know for a fact,
Sure.
and then how life itself came about.
Yeah. The only
Because like we know that there's
I don't
animals and
elephants.
yeah.
I don't know much more about Native American, you know, stories and the way that it's all formed. I do know about the Bible and like Baptist religions, you know, and Western Christianity.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of that, the Western Christianity is used for guilting people into doing things. It would be really interesting to me to see how other people's kind of handle that thing. You know, is there guilt built into this at some point? You know, you got to be a good person, or the blood clot from the moon's going to come get you, or what? You know, I would be very interested to find out all those things.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to think I'm disrespecting any of this stuff. I'm not. It's just it's hard to take at first glance, you know.
I mean, and when I was
a blood clot kicking around by a rabbit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
and
It's just like, oh, okay.
At first glance, it's like, wait, what? How does
go to the cool down tent, because I think you're tripping hard. You know.
But I was also reading just like the Nile River. When you look at like the seas parting when Christianity, a lot of it was just the Nile River.
Moses.
And so it was like the Great Flood was the Nile River flooding, and there's actually historical facts that the Nile River did flood. And so everything in that area was wiped out. And that's kind of like where a lot of these like biblical stories would come from, like the Great Flood and the parting of the sea.
I'm sure a lot of stuff is things that were actually already happening that were just kind of blown out of proportion and accredited to whoever they needed to accredit it to at the time.
Yeah.
And then you have to think about, like you were saying with translations, think about how many times the Bible has been translated. Think about how many times these stories have been translated. You know, what have we lost in those many, many years?
It's almost like the telephone game.
Yes, it is. It is. It changes depending on who's telling the story. Yeah. Or how many times it's told, or whatever.
Yeah, and then even from...
That's definitely a phenomenon.
If you look at this, even from tribe to tribe.
Well, I think the telephone game, and then I think also like the Mandela effect, you know, where you think something has happened, but it really hasn't, but that's just the way you remember it. And I think all of that stuff kind of comes into play. Yeah.
It's interesting how different religions and even different parts of that religion differ from each other.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
I would like to start a show where we just read the Bible and then like freak out about all the stuff that we come across, you know. But I would have a hard time like monetizing the ones that are all about the begats. You know what I'm talking about with the begats? Like there's a whole thing in the Bible. This person begat that person, and that person begat that person. And I just don't understand why all that's in there. Like, why would all that be there?
I don't know. And
why do I care?
That's one thing I've struggled.
Jeff beget Jeff Jr. Jeff Jr. beget Jeff the Third. You know, that kind of... I don't know.
I don't understand that. And growing up as a Christian, it's like, how does that make sense? But, you know, okay. Yay.
Yeah. I got you. All right, we better get out of here. I hear people in the hall.
Yeah.
It's probably a blood clot.
Oh, man. What a
Hey,
disaster.
Thanks for having me on here, though. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I like talking about this stuff.
I mean, I knew that this one would be a good one for you because, again, like the last one with the dancing plague, you'd be like, wait, what?
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's the rabbit thing that gets me for the most part. But, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, go mop. Oh, by the way, before we leave, you should call your fans janitors.
Janitors.
Yeah, because they all love mop.
For those of you who don't, if you don't know, thanks for listening to Mysteries of the Paranormal.
Yep.
Here at the studio, we call it MOP for short. And that's where that reference comes from, because we don't like saying Mysteries of the Paranormal.
Well, we're just so busy. We have to say MOP.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the case, but whatever.
You know, that rabbit, that's probably what that guy should have done. He should have mopped up the blood clot instead of trying to pick it up.
That's right. And then humanity never would have started and we wouldn't have this show. Sure.
Yeah, sure.
All right. I got to go. Bye.
All right. Bye. You can find this podcast at The Mysteries of the Paranormal on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Be sure to tune in every week for a brand new episode, wherever you get your podcast, or at roguemedianetwork.com.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.